Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Surfin' Chef coming at you today from steamy South Florida. But you know what? It didn't rain today, so it's all good. We had sunshine today. And since it's such a hot day, we decided to make something shrimp and grits. This is a southern classic right here. I didn't know anything about shrimp and grits till I moved down to this area, and it's just a southern staple. It's one of those things like sweet tea that you just can't really get it. The further you go away from the south, the harder it is to find, and you know, definitely harder it is to find good. So today we're going to make some classic shrimp and grits, but I'm going to throw my style on it because that's how I roll, man. That's how you do. That's why we all have our individual styles and tastes, so we make it, got to put our little signature on it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go over the ingredients with you here. Of course, we got the star of the show here, shrimp and grits. This is a cup of stone ground grits, 1 pound of shrimp. These are small ones. They're like 71.80s or something like that. If you really want to go over the top, get some, you know, fresh Gulf shrimp. The bigger ones, much better. I got about 6 pieces of bacon here that I've cooked already, and I saved the bacon grease in the pan because that's what the shrimp are going to cook in. I've got here about a cup of green onions, scallions, and below that is a big old fat clove of garlic that I minced up real good. And what else is in here? Oh, some parsley. Yeah, I got about 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley in the bottom there. That's all going to go with the shrimp. I got some butter here, about 3 tablespoons. That's for the grits. Cheese. Cheesy shrimp and grits, man. This is what takes it over the top, makes it so good. This is 2 cups, but I've got 3 different kinds of cheese in there. I got mostly a smoked cheddar because that just sounded so good, and then I got a smoked Swiss. I'm not so sure about that, so I only put about a half a cup of that, and then I got about a half a cup of Parmesan because that's just the good cheese there, man. Here I got a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon juice, about 2 tablespoons, and a couple tablespoons of white wine. That's going to go in with the shrimp, takes it over the top. Now when you're cooking grits, it calls for water, okay? But you know how I feel about water. So this is vegetable stock here. You can use chicken stock, or if you want, just use water, whatever. But to me, like I said, water's that it doesn't bring anything to the party. Water's that guy you invite over and he shows up with nothing, and then half an hour later you see him cruising around your house with one of your your ales, like your good beer that you got stashed in the very back corner of the fridge. He dug down there and walking around drinking it like it's his. That's how I feel about water. Brings nothing, and you just really wonder who invited that dude. So I didn't invite water. I got some stock here, vegetable stock, 4 cups. And we're going to cook our grits in that because that's just an area where you can add a layer of flavor. If you just cook your grits in water, a lot of people, that's probably what you grew up doing, and that's the taste you like. I didn't grow up eating grits, so to me, like, that's a place where I can add some flavor, so I do. Same with a little bit of white wine. That's not classic southern grits, but it's my take on it. And I've made this a few times, and it's killer. I'll put this up against Paula Deen any day. Any of your grandmas want to have a shrimp and grits throwdown? Bring it, baby. Let's do it. All right. So let's. I'm going to get this going. I got my pan heating up over here. We're going to go get the water boiling, and then we're going to make some grits. And this is your most important tool right here in making grits. More on that in a minute. So we'll get going. See you in a few. All right, dude. We're ready to put these grits in here. We got a slow boil here on this stock. So we're going to go in with the grits a little bit at a time here, and you got to whisk as you put it in there. That's the key to not having lumpy grits. If you don't whisk it right here, you're going to get lumps. You might like lumps. Roll with that. I like mine to be nice and smooth, and that's all there is to it. These are going to take like 15-20 minutes to cook. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little less sometimes, you know. And then once these thicken up and they're cooked, we're going to go in with the cheese and the butter. Oh man, it's going to be good. And then we're going to check our seasoning. You don't really have to salt. If you're just using stock, you don't really want to salt it because the stock has some sodium in it. And then you're putting the cheese in it, and Parmesan's known to be salty, and so you don't want to add a lot of salt here. But what you can add is some pepper when the time comes. A little black pepper, fresh cracked. then just check it after you put your cheese and butter in. Butter's got, well, I use unsalted butter, but a lot of people use salted butter. So you got to watch your adding how much salt you're adding. You don't want to over salt because you can't take the salt out. You can always add a little bit, but there's no way to, once you over salt something, it's done, man. It's really hard to get that flavor out, and especially in something like this, it's just not happening. So we're going to let these cook down 15 to 20 minutes until they're nice, creamy. We're going to add some butter and cheese, then we'll come back and finish this one off. See you later. All right, grits are cooked, man. I'm going to give them a little taste here. Yeah, that's perfect. No salt needed. I'm going to hit it with a little fresh crack. Love me some fresh crack. I'm going to go in with butter, 3 tablespoons of butter in. Give that a little stir. Another healthy dish here. Butter makes everything better, right? Except your cholesterol. It doesn't do any good for that, but that's okay. Every now and then it's okay. Oh man, the smell. Just when you put the butter in, it just goes over the top. Now we're going to go in with our cheese. A little bit at a time. Ah, screw it. Put the whole thing in there. Whatever. Okay, that's that. And we're going to whisk this around. And this is just going to become cheesy goodness here. I remember the first time I tried cheesy grits, we were up in St. Augustine, raining really hard. We went downtown, a little tourist area. We were looking for a restaurant to have some lunch, and I was like, man, I want to try some shrimp and grits. I kept hearing about shrimp and grits, how good it is. Never tried it. Went to this touristy restaurant and had some, they didn't have shrimp and grits and they wouldn't make it for me. So they said, we have cheesy grits, and it just tasted like they were left over from the morning. It was the worst crap I'd ever eaten. I was like, I wouldn't even have served that. It was just garbage. But they served it. And then we also got coconut shrimp that was absolute garbage. It was one of the worst meals. I don't know the name of the place, or I'd tell you not to go there, but St. Augustine's awesome. Go there, eat at the restaurants. Fun place. Alright, so these are good to go, man. That is just well incorporated. You got the little bit of specks from the black pepper. The cheese is fully melted. Butter's all mixed in. I gotta taste this, sorry. I gotta have a little hit of this. Oh, dude, shut the front door. And the back. Holy shit, that's good. Alright, so these are just gonna hang out for a minute. Stay warm. I'm getting my other pan going. Got some bacon grease in there. We're going to go with the shrimp and the onions and the garlic and the white wine and lemon juice, and then all that's going to go on top of this. It's just going to be, oh man, so good. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Let me get set up for my shrimp, and I'll show you guys how to rock that shrimp. All right, see ya. All right, it's go time. Shrimp going in. First, we're going to saute this garlic and onions, parsley just a little bit. I got my pan nice and hot. This is about 3 tablespoons of the bacon grease that was left over from when I cooked the bacon. So that's going in right there. Nice and hot pan. You always want to hear that sizzle, man. If you don't hear it sizzle, take it out. And this doesn't take long. This whole part here doesn't take that long. We're just going to soften these guys up just a little bit. Because you don't want the garlic. You don't want the garlic to burn. It gets bitter. Keep it moving. We're just softening it up a little bit. Man, the smell of that right there is just heaven. Garlic, onions, and parsley with bacon grease, dude. That's like, oh. That should be some kind of trinity or something. Okay, shrimp going in. This is 1 pound. Oops, one got lost in there. And I'm going to hit these guys with just a little bit of salt, just a little bit. And some fresh cracked. Crank the heat on this. There we go. Fresh cracked. Wine and lemon juice ready to go in. This pan's a little bit small. I'd like a little bit bigger one, but that's okay. Give a little flip there. Get everything incorporated. Don't overcook your shrimp here. Once they turn pink, they're done. You don't have to cook them too much. That's when they get all chewy and hard. You don't want that. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go in with this lemon juice and wine. The heat's cranked on high. And we're just gonna saute these guys for a few minutes here. Not too long. That's just good stuff right there. Man, if you could smell this, you would be hungry for some shrimp and grits right now. Yeah, see my pan cooled way down now. That's okay though, it's gonna heat back up. All right, so I'm gonna get these guys cooked off and we'll come back and we'll finish this off. Go on top of the grits, garnish with a little bacon and parsley, and then it's time to eat some classic southern shrimp and grits. All right, man, shrimp are cooked off. This just smells so good. Shrimp, white wine, lemon juice, parsley, garlic, onions. Man, there's just nothing better. So I'm gonna go in with, I got my grits back on the heat here, on high. They're not cold, but I'm gonna get them going again, and I'm gonna add all this to the grits right here. And what I did is I reserved some shrimp, some bacon, and onions and parsley that I'm going to garnish the top of this with. That way it's not all just mixed in. I can make a pretty little presentation on the top for service. So when you bring this to the table, people are going to know, like, oh yeah, that's what we're going to eat. So I'm just going to in with all that right there. That's just all flavor, man. Don't even worry about the liquid. It's all going to incorporate. And we're just going to give this a good stir. And this was just inspired from that day I had the horrible shrimp and grits, man. I was like, I hear so much about shrimp and grits. All my friends that grew up down here talk about shrimp and grits, man, shrimp and grits, and just cheesy grits and grits for breakfast and grits this and that. And I'm like, West Coast, man, we don't even mess with grits out there. Maybe tried it like once or twice and we're like, what's the big deal, man? But after I had this, I was like, yeah, that's the big deal. I had to come and make it myself. I had to find a good recipe. I'm like, okay, what's all the hype, man? Now I know. This is good. Look at that. That's just perfect. Everything's incorporated. The shrimp are in there, the parsley, garlic, green onions. That's beautiful, man. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. You roll up to the table with this, man, and there's going to be a fight. People are going to be wanting to dig into this right off. All right. So now we're just going to garnish. I'm going to take these shrimp here, set that guy off to the side. Just go right on top with the shrimp. Nice pile there. Get all those stragglers. Put some bacon. There you go. Finish it off. Some onions, parsley. Man, I can't wait to dig into this. This is just heaven in a pan right here. Southern food right here. I don't have southern roots, man, but if I did, oh, I'd be happy. This is good stuff. Look at that right there. That is classic southern shrimp and grits. You want to throw down? Bring it on, man. I'm going to go eat some of this. Let you guys know how it is. Thanks for tuning in again. Subscribe on YouTube, Surfin Chef. Find me Instagram, Facebook, Surfin Realtor. If you're looking for anyone, if you know anyone needs to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, give me a call, man. If you need tips on cooking or questions about recipes, or you got suggestions or any requests for something you want me to make, just hit me up. Be glad to make it for you. All right, peace. See you.